And if you wish to learn that 12 bar blues on the 2-string cigar box guitar with added slide, stay tuned for the lesson. Welcome one and indeed welcome all to this Blackpool Music School video on the 2-string cigar box guitar using a slide. I use a slide on my middle finger, some people use them on various fingers, it's entirely up to you. It's very personal. I use mine there just for that reason. Yeah, I find that the finger I can do without the least when playing the cigar box guitar. So let's get started. In this video I am tuned A-E, that's alpha, the string nearest my double chin, and E, the string nearest your floor. You could be tuned G, D, C, G, anything, it really doesn't matter. As long as you've got the root fifth, that's the root, say in my case A, and the fifth note in the major scale, the Do, Re, Mi scale, that is E. If you play them, it should sound like the start of a well-known movie film franchise, science fiction movie film franchise that started in 1977. And yes, I did get to see it in the cinema. I am that old. So let's get started. For this I'm going to teach you a little riff at the beginning. So I'll put the notes on the screen. It'll be first, fourth and fifth chords. In my case the first will be alpha, the fourth will be delta, and the fifth will be echo, but you don't need to worry about that. As we're playing on the cigar box guitar, if you're tuned same as me, root fifth, these are these tracks work and they will work every time. You just need to know the key you're in. So let's get started. So in this time we're going to have to learn this strum. Okay, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down on the numbers, up on the ands. If you've seen the previous video, we added this to it, to the walking bass line. So we're going to do that again here. So it's 1 and, down, up, the second fret, 2 and, 3 and. Okay, now when you're playing a slide on the second fret, you're playing above the fret, not before it, above it. So we got the second fret, then slide it down for the third. So it's like this, 1 and. 1 and. If we don't want this sound with the slide, it's just got to rest on top. The reason I use mine on the middle finger is because this finger, the first finger, dampens the strings behind it. Without it, you get a bit more rattle. It doesn't matter if you get the rattle, it's up to you. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just I prefer that cleaner cut sound. So it's like this, 1 bar is 1 and, counting like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? So 1 bar would be that first line is like that, so we'll go through the bars very carefully, very slowly I should say. So it's 1 and 2, 1 bar, second bar, third bar, that's the fourth bar. So you count it like this. I'll play 4 beats in and then come in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. First bar, second bar, third bar, fourth bar. That's how it sounds. So we'll play that after 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 4 bars. Again, we'll do that a bit slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. First bar. Second bar. Third bar. Fourth bar. Again, you don't have to use the 3rd fret, you can use the 5th. If you wish, the 5th. So you can use 2, 3 or 2, 5. So that's now on the 2 with the slide on the down strum, then slide up to the 5th for the and. So you can mix the 2 up now. So again, you can mix it up how you wish. So that first 4 bars can now sound a bit like this. We'll play it the first way, the way we've just learnt, the first way we learnt it. First bar. Second bar, we're going to do it the way we've just done. Back to the original way, then back to the other way. So those first 4 bars can now sound like this. Those first 4 bars can now sound like this. And that's how you can make the first 4 bars sound a little bit musical. So now we'll move on to the second line. So if you are tuned root 5th like I am, your 4th chord is always found at the 5th fret. So when you see the IV, you can play there. So that's open, 1st chord, or root. But we can add a bit more to that to make it sound more interesting. So let's move on to the second line. There are 2 bars of the 4th chord. If you are tuned root 5th, that is always found at the 5th fret. That's your 4th. Now you can simply stay at the 5th fret for 2 bars like this. Because the second line is 2 bars of the 4th, then back to the root or the 1st. So you can play it like this. 1 bar, 2nd bar, then 3rd. That's that. So you can move to it. So you can count it like this. Oh, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So the first 2 lines can now sound like this. So that's the first 2 lines done now. Again, a bar, 4 bars of the first. First bar. Second bar. Third bar. 4th bar. Drop down to the second line, 2 bars of the 4th, which is found at the 5th. First. Then 2 bars of the root or 1st. Now we move on to the 3rd line, but before we leave the 4th, can be played like this, or you can move back to the 4th fret and into the 5th, and then into the 5th like this. So that 4th chord can sound like this now. And it just makes it a bit more exciting than just add a bit of sliding. But if you really want to make it sound like the 1st chord, you can do this. Imagine this is the 5th fret, okay? This nut here is now the 5th. Just pretend, just imagine. If there's a gap of 2, then you play the next 2 frets, don't you? Because in open, open, gap of 2 frets, then you play the 2 frets together. So in the 4th chord's case, that's the 5th. So it's the 5th, 7 and 8. Listen to that. At the 5th. Okay, same here. So those first 2 lines can now sound like this. The first line. Second line. Hear how it sounds a bit more musical than just staying at that 4th? So now let's move on to the 3rd line.